So now we need to start this adding pill algorithm by simply printing out the word pill to the console at the bottom of your program 6 times a second, because that's how often we want to create a pill, 6 times a second. So if we can get this to happen, then we just need to replace the print with a creation of a pill. Right? So so how does that happen? Well, we're here in the while loop. The while loop's running FPS iterations a second, which is 60 times a second. So what we need to do is, I guess we need to have a counter, right? So let's go ahead and create a counter here. So we can call loop counter. And loop counter is going to start at 0 because the loop has not iterated, right? And in here, I am going to also increment my loop counter. Counter plus equals 1. So since I have this loop counter, now I could check that, right? I could check how many times this while loop is iterated. And so since that loop is iterating at 60 times a second per second, if I want 6 pills to come out a second, then I want 1 pill per 10 iterations, right? So then if it's 1 pill per 10 iterations, that means 10 is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and after producing 6 pills, this while loop will have iterated 60 times, right? So then how can I do that? Well, if you remember the mod operator, right, we'll come right in here. Well, maybe we could do it up here, and we could say if loop counter mod 10 is equal to 0, then I'm going to print the word pill. So if you forgot what the mod operator does, well, what it does is it takes this number, divides it by this number, and returns the remainder, right? So if loop counter is equal to 1, it's going to do 1 mod 10. 1 divided by 10. And if you take 10, you try to put it into the number 1, it's going to go in there 0 times, and the remainder is going to be 0. Right? The remainder is going to be 1. And this is not true, so it does not print pill. Right? And then when loop counter increments, the next time it comes in, it's going to be 2 divided by 10. 2 goes into 10 0 times, and the remainder is 2. When it's 3 goes into 10 goes into 3 0 times, and the remainder is 3, and so on up until when we get to 10. And when we get here, well, 10 goes into 10 one time, and the remainder is 0, right? So 0. So then now suddenly this is true, and it's going to print pill. Then loop counter is going to increment to 1, not true, 2, not true, 13, not true, 19, not true, 20, this statement will be true, right? And it'll print pill. So that's where we are going to get pill to print out 60 times a second, and we can go ahead and test that. 6 times a second, right? So if you kind of count that out, it feels about right. So that's how we're going to do this.